The United Nations independent expert on the situation of human rights in the Palestinian territories has called on the government of Israel to bring a complete end to its 50-year-old occupation. This is among the findings of the Special Rapporteur appointed by the Human Rights Council, who has submitted his latest report to the General Assembly in New York.
He believes Israel's occupation has deepened and thickened over the last 50 years and lamented the failure of traditional approaches of international diplomacy to bring about Palestinian independence.
The laws of occupation are very clear that the occupying power cannot treat the territory as its own, nor can it make claims of sovereignty. Yet, this has been Israel's persistent pattern in governing the occupied Palestinian territory for much of the past 50 years. In my report, I recommend, based on this analysis, that Israel's role as the occupying power has now reached the point of illegality.
He says there are 4 requirements a legal occupier must abide by: the absolute prohibition on annexation of territory, the occupation must be inherently temporary, the occupying power must always act in good faith and in the best interests of the protected population. A Canadian human rights lawyer, the Special Rapporteur, argues in his report that Israel is in violation of international law, but that a new set of tools must be applied to move the situation forward. Among those is seeking an opinion from the ICJ on whether what is today deemed a legal occupation of the Palestinian territories has, due to the duration and other factors, crossed a red line into illegality.
Much like the International Court of Justice addressed in 1971 in the Namibia question, where it was asked, was South Africa's continuing mandate as trustee over Southwest Africa or Namibia now illegal because of the 49 years of the mandate and the introduction of apartheid into Southwest Africa. And the International Court of Justice said, yes, South Africa's continuation is illegal, and that was, and I will admit, it took 19 more years until Namibia achieved independence after that, but that was an important tool to change public and diplomatic opinion with respect to that.
Arguing that changing Israel's status from legal to illegal occupant would raise the pressure on what the international community would be obliged to do. Sherwin Bryceby's SABC News, New York.